Morning, guys. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Yeah, now we on. Oh Lord, here it go again. Anyway, now we on Capricorn in the 12th house. I'm gonna talk about it first before I start reading. Okay, this is a personal to me. um, and I want to say this as well. The 12th house being Pisces house, we already established that it is the Jesus. It's So everybody who comes in the 12th house becomes Jesus. That's a metaphor, of course, but it's meaning that whatever role you playing in this house, you're presented as Jesus, whatever role it is. That's what they're showing me in this house. So your role Capricorn, Lord have mercy. I'm gonna talk because it's hard. It's a hard road. You think Cancers was hard, um, being the plagues, Cancers, the plagues, the role they play. So they have to watch what they do and say, as well as to themselves, and yours is similar, okay? Because you come along, you're the sacrifice. Okay, so actually in this house, you Jesus and the sacrifice on the cross. Okay, that's what you are in this house. And this is hard because this house, like I say, you become Jesus in this house, okay? You have to be forgiven, like I don't even know what, and you probably whoever have this place. I'm only talking to people with this placement in the 12th house, okay? Understand that. Okay, only with that placement in the 12th house. Okay, I mean, it might be somewhere else on your chart, but I'm just talking about that one in the 12th house. Could be in another spot on your chart, but the 12th house is, it's like the last house. It's like crossing over. You know what I'm saying? When he died on the cross, well, we all know there's more to it than that, but we're gonna go with this. But so yeah, I was glad I listened to Valerie Love this morning. And she was talking about expanding and doing your craft and knowing what your place is, what makes you happy, figuring out where you fit in there. I listen to her a lot. I've been listening to her for years. Y'all don't know who that is. Y'all need to listen to her, Valerie Love. But yeah, um, you have to have, this is going to be hard, no selfishness in this placement. This is going to be really hard. When people, and you think you are a black sheep. This is the black sheep. I haven't did all the charts yet of all the houses, but if you think you're a black sheep, you pretty much could be right. You were born in a family to take on their cancer plagues. Okay, you were born there to basically do that, and that's hard. You were born to cure them, okay? Because when he died on the cross, it's taking everybody's sins, right? That's the role here. And a lot of people go crazy with this placement. They don't understand. They don't understand why everybody's coming at them. And you think they love you, and some might, don't get me wrong, but they're coming for an agenda. Just like they say the Capricorn, be honest and straight up with you. The Capricorn is an optimist. He's looking for someone's going to bring him up to the top, a sacrifice in the industry, in the materialistic world. Well, this placement, you're not supposed to be that way. Okay? You're not supposed to be looking for gratification and using others to get It's you become the used in this placement. So yeah. Um you a boy, okay. The creators will come through and take your slack. I'm not saying let people use you, walk over you, but a lot of people are going to come to you because you're a healer, okay? And they're going to try to do the best they can to be around, to be in ethers, to be um with you sexually or not sexually, to be around, and you're wondering why, but they got an agenda. That's a hard thing. That's hard. A lot of anxiety, depression, just like your sign is overdrive. This one is forgiving, sacrificing to a whole nother level. It's beyond earthly displacement right here. So you have to be very careful um, what you do in this placement right here. And it's a big responsibility. It's a big responsibility. You're gonna feel alienated. You're gonna feel alone. You're gonna feel used. Um, you gonna, you sometimes you're gonna want company and you want somebody to talk to, and you won't be able to have that because they have their agenda until they get dealt with. And I'm glad the creators had me say when I pray for people, change their heart, mind, and soul to your love, because it's healing them along the way to see the truth in themselves in order to have the choice to change. Now, if they don't want to, that's on them. That's not on you. Okay. Yeah, let me read a little bit. Let me see where I was started from. Let me start from this one. Yeah, a lot of people you can get stuck in your head. Hold on a minute, my daughter calling me. You called me? I already took it. All right, but let me see where I want to start at, y'all. Yeah, because it's a lot. It's like you be trying to move ahead, you be trying to do your best, and Capricorns, y'all work hard as fuck, excuse my language. But this house requires you to work almost 10 times more. That's hard. What your efforts is that you think you put in, as much as you think you put in, it's not enough in this house. It's not enough. And you have to be charitable in this house. There's no exception in this house. None whatsoever. Let's see. That's what I want to talk first. Okay. If I get this. It says natives born in Capricorn 12th house have Aquarius as an ascendant, meaning they're conservative and dependable. While their unconscious fears can sometimes limit them, they possess inner discipline and love working from the shadows. And you are behind the scenes person. If you're forced into the scene, you got to look at your North Node. Okay. For this reason, many trust them with their secrets and they're taking on most mysterious projects. The previously mentioned aspect in their birth chart is indicating their responsibility can be split between these two astrological elements: positive, visionary, optimistic, and chatty; negative, confrontational, and inattentive. Advice: don't keep challenging yourself. Take some time off to breathe too. And that's another thing. You have to go off on your own. You have to have your alone time. Remember Jesus in the Bible? I mentioned that on one of the other signs. I don't know if it was Cancer or not. It's very important for your alone time. Very, very, very important because you'll be drained out. You can't be if you're in the industry, and I think they have it where I forgot the story. Okay, Christina Aguilar, Jim Morrison, David Bowie, Audrey Hepburn. Audrey Hepburn disappeared. She left because they don't allow you in the industry to be by yourself, and that's controlling. That's the Capricorn industry. But having a Capricorn position, you have to. It's vital, or you'll get crazy. David Bowie, he left. He didn't make songs all the time. You see, he left. He married someone that he did charity work with. He did help, and you have to help in this house. Otherwise, you're gonna get punished. Christina Aguilera, I don't know too much about her. I know the name. Jim Morrison, I don't know him either. But Audrey Hepburn, I definitely know, and David Bowie. It says Zayn Malik. I don't know him either, or her. But very important that you do that. Okay. Don't keep challenging yourself. Take some time off to breathe, and you have to do that all through the day. I don't care what nobody say. Now, I'm not saying this because I'm not talking about nobody else. I'm talking about this house of Pisces. I mean, with this house of Pisces with Capricorn right now. Okay. Pursuing their soul's purpose while not seeming this placement is the most difficult because it's all about karma and the physical relationships with what happened in the past lives. Strange things can happen the more situations are becoming difficult, and obstacles are starting to appear in the path of those looking to get liberated. In case they have a powerful Saturn in their birth chart, these natives can feel more secure and wise, as well sure that they are doing what's right, which can push them forward, especially when it comes to experiencing faith. If living without consequences and awareness of their surroundings, they can insist too much and that they don't have a single problem in the world. That can insist too much that they don't have a single problem. We can't fake in this house. They ain't gonna allow you. This can happen because they've probably been conditioned to not focus too much on problems or to admit these exist. Therefore, when in denial, they can be too cold or never doubtful. It is good for their personality to become all this because too much anxiety can tire them so much that they're no longer able to cope with life. See what I'm saying? I always depicted my life as like the food cart going off the cliff. I'm falling. I mentioned this before, falling. Then they pick me up and they put me somewhere else to let me rest and rejuvenate next episode. And it's getting more and more as I'm getting older. It's good for their personality to become all this because too much anxiety can tire them so much that they're no longer able to cope with life. In such moments, people born in this house, Capricorns, need to realize depression, challenges, and fears are part of being human. You have to learn how to cope with those things. That's why I say people can go crazy in this house. You don't know why you're getting alienated. Don't know why you feel unloved. Don't know why people want to be around you that's fake and they stealing from you. They know you're a healer. You know what I'm saying? And you're sacrificing for them. And you don't know. Maybe some of them, majority of them do not know why they want to be around you. But a whole lot of them do know and stealing from you. And you'll give it freely, but they're going to do it sneaky because they don't want you to know that they need you. Okay, they don't want you to feel big-headed or something like that, which they do. That's how they feel. If I tell her that, or I tell him that I need them because of this or that. I noticed that with a partner of mine that I had. I noticed that when I'm not around, he does a lot and he don't look right. But the minute we're intimate and I come around and I leave and come back strengthful, looking good, youthful, I start noticing that. But that would not be a problem. And that person know exactly what they're doing. Don't think they don't. They know exactly what they're doing. It wouldn't be a problem if you would feed me too. You know what I'm saying? They still want to give you crumbs while they steal a whole cake from you. That's not fair. If I'm sacrificing to give you strength, matter of fact, this person, they had me fast for this person. He was going into operation, very serious, and had me fast for him. And I did it. Did what they said. I did the fast, and the next day had the operation. He died on the operating table. They pushed his body against the wall. His sister and them and brother and them called me, told me they was crying. They said he was dead. I said, no, he not. I said, they didn't have me fast for nothing. I said, I'm finna call up there. What's the number? I call up there. He in his room chilling. You see what I'm saying? Yes, you do make a big impact. Don't let nobody think that, even convince you that you're not worthy, you're not this or you're not that. They lying in this placement. They lying. You matter in this placement, okay? Look at your birth. That's why it's important to study yourself. Look at your birth chart. If you have this placement in 12th house, Capricorn 12th house, even if you have it like, say for instance, it's not on this chart right here, okay? And it says Capricorn right here, that's still the same placement. Plus whatever else is in that house you got to deal with, what planets, what's in this over here on this chart. All that goes in that as well. Study one by one and get it all together to know yourself. You know, so yeah, don't let people fool you. You are who you know you are. So don't be ashamed of that. Do what you got to do. Stay strong. Yeah, they're going to come at you. Yeah, they're going to be jealous. Yeah, they're going to try to use you. They're going to do whatever they can. But the creators going to deal with that. Okay. Your job is to edify and protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? And stay strong. Do what you got to say. Help where you got to help. And the creators will decide if that person or people deserve your sacrifice. Okay, they'll decide. Okay, so that's why I say it's a hard thing. If you've been going through this all your life and you didn't know why, I'm here to tell you this is who you is. If you have this, look at it. I haven't gone through all the charts yet, but I'm just going through the 12th house. So like if you've been feeling out of sorts and out of your mind and couldn't understand, this is why. You become Jesus on the cross in this house. You dying for other people's sin. You came in that family to boost them up. Now it's up for them to figure out and not come against you. Because they know something is different. So they try to alienate you instead of stealing and feeding off of you. It should have went together and edify and have you bring them up. Because I know in my family, I was always trying to bring them up. Let's go out of business. We didn't came here, my grandmother had a business and all y'all know how to do this here. We in this state and, city and none of us had this and y'all got talents in that. And, I do the money part and I'll find a place and, everybody do this and everybody do that. And they laughed at me and talked about me and everything else. And I was only trying to feed us all, you know what I'm saying, for as getting us to the next level. They had their own agendas, of course, but you placed in a family for that. Now, if they decide not to, the creator moved me. He moved me. And he had to deal with them his way. They were stubborn, whatever people got to go through. They can become less selfish when counseling others and bringing about discipline and not expecting anything in return. Not expecting anything in return. You know, that's hard for a Capricorn. Being a father figure, they also understand what independency is all about, which can help them be more structural from a transcendental point of view. Okay, okay. They also, wait a minute, let me read that again. Being a father figure, they also understand what independence is all about, which can help them be more structural from and transcend. Yeah. So it's like having your child. You taught them all you could, and now you let them go off into the world. And hopefully and praying that they're remember the things that you taught them when those circumstances come along. They remember. That's why you tell them what you tell them, you know, and not running their life, not wanting them to be the way you want them to be. No, you teaching them about street life, book sense life, common sense, whatever you got to teach them, being aware of the snares and the holes and the potholes and whatever in life, and then you let them go. And then you got to let them bump their head. Everybody got a role to play. It's like I say, everybody got a role to play in this third house. You know what I'm saying? So you got to let them go and play their role. You only there to edify them, to give them what they need. And like I said, a lot of people gonna steal. In pursuing their spirit's demand, are looking to train their creativity, they can gain a purpose in life as well as they can solve their problems, and that can help them become more successful. Subconsciously, people with Capricorn in the 12th house are true traditionalists, but they're not showing it. That's true. They can feel like they don't have anything when having too much or just enough. Yeah, we have to be satisfied with enough. Okay, we have to be satisfied because sometimes we put in really good positions. You know, that's what I was asking that question. I ask that question all the time. When is enough? You know, I was thinking about we are supposed to be in another cycle, another age, and when you get to where you want to be, is that enough? Do you still want more? Are you never satisfied? Or are you supposed to be satisfied? You know, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm no, but I'm just asking those questions, you know. Okay, feeling so inadequate, they can become more responsible. At the other's extreme, there are the ones who keep detaching themselves from what they're promised. Hmm, interesting. These natives need to fight for their stability. They can possess a strong intuition that's helping them develop psychic abilities when it comes to both personal and professional ambitions. Man, you're going to fight in this house here. You're going to fight, I tell you. Their skills are most likely secret and helping them achieve great things in life. However, since they know tradition doesn't always accept this type of notion, they can hide their skills to have a more professional appearance. Yeah. If they're not allowed in some circles, they can still make use of them. However, they need to keep in mind their psychic abilities are a blessing that shouldn't be used for personal objectives because it can destroy reputations. Have to be very careful in this house. I'm telling you. If you're going after materialistic things and you're not edifying as you go, it's going to be a problem. No, they're not going to want to open the door for you. You're going to have a hard time. So if you're trying to do things to open that door, it's not going to work out good for you. Okay, because you have to wait till the creators open that door. You have to wait till, because you're here to show people the way, and they have to make that choice. to do that. You help to save them. Jesus came to save, sacrifice on the cross, right? Metaphor. But anyway, um, came to save and give them a choice if they want to do the right thing. And a lot is going to come at you because they don't want to do the right thing. So they're going to come at you and they're going to block you and they're going to do all of that. But you don't have to worry about retaliating because the creator is going to take care of that, and that's not for you to say you did your part, working on your own. These natives need to make use of their gifts and be grateful, especially when looking to obtain the best results. This is what puts an end to their experiences because the 12th house is also featuring fulfillment. When Capricorn is here, natives with this placement have the karmic duty to help others from a spiritual point of view. Natives born in this house, Capricorns, need to gain their special abilities by wanting them from the inside. What's driving these people is their wish to change the world for the better, no matter how overwhelmed they may be feeling. Yeah. More than often, this can offer them no direction in life because they're only focusing on their work. These natives are hiding their wishes to become someone under a given personality. Not to mention how upset they can be when not admired for their work. Yeah, that hurts. They're conservative and motivated to succeed, even if this may be challenging for them. They can end up having psychological issues. You know what I'm saying? And some people know that, and they want you to. So they want you there so they can use your gifts and steal. And it's not going to end up because that's not their gifts. Okay. And then they're going to end up hurting themselves. And then the creator's going to have to deal with them. And they're going to be worse off than you. Then you got those that are trying to do that to your mind for you to end up in a place, the mental place, so they can also use your gift and use you once you're there. So you're getting used all the way around. When Jesus came here, he really didn't have nobody, to tell the truth. Mary Magdalene is another portrayal, I think, of Pisces being the whore, that she was the only one that he could trust. And they say that's who he married. It's a whole nother agenda on that, okay? At the same time, they can be disciplined and aware of the possibilities in their life. What's being the most appreciated about them is the fact that they can keep any secret and can successfully do their job without being all the time praised. Can't get praised. Can't worry about it, period. When it comes to work, they need calmness, as too much aggravation can cause them to be lonely, which can lead to psychological issues and a loss of energy. You're doing Capricorn 10 times. Okay. So you got to keep your energy up. They must be working more on their own because they're always following the rules and need someone to order them around. And by investing some of their efforts, they can juggle difficulties. This is why they should make a living from something creative. You have to have your own stuff. It's amazing the 12th house Capricorns are realizing how good they are as far as their everyday life is going. They're sensitive from the goat side. They don't want to get involved so much when it comes to life because Pisces, the sign of the 12th house, is making them this way. So you more want to be laid back to yourself, not really around people, only people you can trust. You know how Pisces in dream state. Usually having a cardinal sign and mutable house is troublesome because all cardinal natives want to initiate and even to control. So this is a challenge here. Becoming aware of inner desires, too much receptiveness, and the fact that the mutable 12 house is passive gives people the Capricorn 12 house the wish to continue. even if they're spinning in circles and they're not comfortable with this placement or the endless need to continually spin around. So this house is like you're a machine. You can't help it. You can't help it working, but you have to make sure you take a break. Mutable houses are giving natives the need to be flexible, no matter what sign may be placed in them. When the life of the 12th house Capricorn individual is positive, he or she is more able to see what's going to happen in the future. However, this may require natives with the previously mentioned placement to make some sacrifices. They should be aware of their inner desires if they want to gain something material. The more they're focusing on spirituality, the more they can achieve power from divinity. If their character is developing negatively, they may ask their loved ones to make some sacrifices. Charity is something they want to talk about, but not with compassion because they're only looking to solve problems. Correct the mundo. They can seem strange for people in their circle of friends. It's very likely for these natives to feel oppressed by some of their secret enemies, this being an illusion. They do not have enemies, but in their subconscious mind. Interesting. This is indicating they're selfish and prone to become spiritually oppressed, meaning they need to be more involved with charitable activities to find their inner peace. When helping others, they can be more balanced from a psychological point of view as well as very joyful. Okay. I'll read what I got down. Okay. It says there is knowing Capricorn, there is no knowing which responsibility falls under who whose jurisdiction. The difficulty of this setting hides in the inability to see that a strong foundation makes all the work. While good ideas can come a long way, they aren't easily materialized. It if hard work isn't put in, if hard work isn't put in, even though it might not seem like it, this is one of the most demanding positions in the 12th house, for it speaks of karmic ties and strong physical condition to past life experiences. Past life stuff come in this house. Strange things will manifest as circumstances that are hard to avoid or overcome, with many obstacles standing in one's way towards liberation. If Saturn is strong in a person's chart, there will be a sense of security, wisdom, and unconscious power in doing the right thing, and they will become a wind in their sails and open them up for real inner experiences of faith. The earth optimism, deeper connection to the unseen and the divine, mystical, emotional, spiritual, and your intuition, grounded and easily focused on powerful through hard tasks, organized great with material matters. So, in order to get your material, you have to go through all of this stuff. You play a big role here. Connect. It's almost like I'm in a stage of if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. My happiness is more important, and seeing the world healed and seeing the world, people enjoying themselves and enjoying their craft and the simple things and the loving things and the not selfish and greedy coming against each other and the war and all of that stuff. I've been at that stage, but I actually see it now more than ever. That's, I think, where they want you to be at, loving and helping and caring for each other. You play a big role here. Connect with Saturn, finding security and wisdom by exploring how they affect your personal and your life. Biggest challenge is facing and managing circles of anxiety and burnt out. This is an exhausting place to have Capricorn. This house demands even more hard work than usual, a lot of burnout. See what I'm saying? Need to rest a lot. This position tempt you to take on every task that comes your way, but drains your energy. Then you lose focus and your body. Not easy connecting with your unconscious, but advantages of having a natural finger on the pulse when it comes to the unconscious. This can give you strength, helps you understand your true motivations, helps clarify the information you get from your intuition. In other words, this placement is not the regular Capricorn of want to be on top, like the regular goat. This goat want to make sure he bringing everybody with him, and we all rest. That's the difference. Crystal clear intuition guiding you in life. You just know stuff. Can't help it. Been here before. Past life in this house. Grounded Capricorn and metaphysical wisdom for the 12th house meet. Okay. When you feel an intuitive thought rising up, think about what it's trying to tell you.
It's 9:45 a.m. Right now in Houston, it's 57 degrees and sunny. Today, it'll be mostly sunny with a forecasted high of 72 and a low of 45.
This thing, I try to get rid of this thing, it still come at me all
Here's
the
the latest
time.
news.
I don't even know where it
From
be at.
Reuters TV, U.S.
I
at
look
9:36
for it and
a.m.
it's
today.
just pop up.
With round-the-clock updates from Reuters
I try to
journalists
hang it up and
today's
it's
top
still,
stories.
here it go. Oh, okay, anyway. When you feel an intuitive thought rising up, think about what it's trying to tell you and learn to trust your gut feelings. Got to trust yourself here. You are the odd one out. Okay. You make people feel out of place. You can't help who you are, what you came here for. People would feel out of place if they know themselves, and that's your job to do. Somebody got to do it, regardless if they don't want it to be you or not. That's not your issue. No one is like you with these feelings. Can be tempting to get lost inside your own mind. See what I'm saying? Because of that. Take time to clear your head and stay objective about how you think other people perceive you. Can't worry about it. It hurts, but you can't worry about that. Giving to gain, giving the best to ensure that you get something back. It's about doing nice and not feeling or meaning it in your heart. So you can't just give and do stuff just because you're going to get something back. It's not the regular Capricorn here. Okay. You have to do it from the heart. You have to do it and protect your heart as well. But you have to mean it. You know what I'm saying? You have to, the aura, you have to feel it. You have to know, you have to be thinking, you have to be visualizing how you want everybody to be, you know. Help, helping people around you make you someone that help naturally, balancing your karmic skills and send that help coming back your way when you need it the most. So if you're working on your karma and automatically doing your role, you're paying that debt. And when you need, because you help, it's gonna come back. Now I can't complain about that. Okay, at all. That's always happened. I told you they just throw me off and let me go through all this stuff and people jabbing and throwing shit and blah 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 blah. It's so fun. And then they just take care of all of them, move them out my way. You love life a lot of challenges and struggles. Struggling with emotions can express how you truly feel in conflict, hiding feelings, and even harder to access for you. So this is a love situation, okay? Because you maybe feel like they won't understand, and most won't. Slow down, give yourself some space to feel. Writing feelings is good. This can help you know what to say. I do that a lot. I write down my pros and cons of myself in a situation that I've been through. What is the reason for me to go back to that situation? How did it benefit me? Was it growing? Was it a used situation? Myself or the other person? I do that. Making a stronger bond with this placement with your partner when finding a way to share your feelings, lean, leading to a deeper connection and security. Yeah, and the only thing is having a partner that's willing to do the same thing with themselves. That's the issue. Having a partner look at their pros and cons of the situation that they did and y'all discussing that together and opening up. That's what I've been saying. And that I haven't found that. A lot of obstacles in your path to become stronger and overcoming. In the Bible, the sea goat, Leviticus, used to forgive people's sins. In order to obtain salvation, it says a person must first confess their wrongdoing. That's what I'm saying. Half goat and half fish. God can work to have that person become a better follower of his teachings. Leviticus 9:15. Then he presented the people's offering and took the goat of the sin offering that was for the people and killed it and offered it as a sin offering like the first one. Okay. Matthew 4:19. And he said to them, "Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." Being he was the sacrifice. Jesus became the sacrifice. They didn't have to sacrifice any goats or anybody. So the sacrifice that they're gotten today is contradicting itself. They make you do all that sacrifice to become famous, to become up. And they, when you said that Jesus took the sins away, so the sacrifice is not needed, killings, children, all of that kind of stuff. So who exactly is benefiting from these sacrifices? Okay. Matthew 6:20-21. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moth and venom do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. So you always, that's why a lot of people you see that just have like one thing with them or something. They're not, because it's gonna rot away. You're always worried about it. You're always tense. You always got somebody trying to take it from you or position or whatever it be. It's a lot of nerve wracking stuff. But they want you to think that's what you're supposed to be aiming to have. You know, all of this stuff that you're gonna always be worried about. What was that? I watched a movie yesterday. What's the name of that movie? Sabrina. It kept coming back to me. Sabrina. I kept seeing. I said, okay, let me watch it. It was about a young girl. She was in love with her dad was the chauffeur of these rich people. She was in love with one of the sons. And as she would always, they would have these grand parties, but she was never invited. She would always watch him when they got grown with young women or whatever. So she finally went to Paris to study her craft. She became reborn. She came back looking beautiful than ever. Of course, he noticed her then. She was in love with him, whatever. But he had an older brother that took care of the company, and he was rich. I mean, he was thought he was more better than the younger brother, because the younger, what she loved about the younger brother was he was free. He was free spirited. He didn't care about all that money, and he would know how to balance it out. To work some and have fun and enjoy life. She loved that about him. She was a foreigner. And she loved it about him, but his older brothers was nothing but a Capricorn. Work, 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 no play. Work, work, work. He never got married. So when she came back, the brother started the one that work started noticing her more. But the little brother met a lady that had their family was with a big company, billionaires. So the older brother wanted the young brother to marry her in order they could merge and they could be more rich. But here she comes, Sabrina, looking good. So the younger brothers dating her, almost fall in love with her. So they couldn't have that. So the older brother assigned himself along with the mom. Well, the mom didn't know a lot about it, but she was, in control of everything too. So he assigned himself to persuade Sabrina to fall in love with him. So he did everything in his power, even went so far as saying that he had a charitable, he give charity and all, like he helped people, and he know they was gonna get her attention. Lying. So he eventually started slowly changing and actually fall in love with her. And she started falling in love with him too. But she was confused because she liked the younger brother. So to get to the end of it, she ended up finding out about it. And the younger brother ended up falling out about it too. So he was hurt, she was hurt. So the older brother decided he was going to do some things crooked. So he decided not to, had an epiphany, and start realizing the things that she was telling him was true about his life and other thing about life. So he decided to forget the merger, forget the $1 billion deal. So, and really, get off into really understanding what he had been doing wrong, how he was going to really hurt and smash her. So she found out, he told her, he found out about it. So she went off and told the younger brother. He figured it out, and he went to the lady that they wanted him to marry with $1 billion, and they discussed it. He told her that his older brother was in love with the girl, and they got to figure out a way to get him to admit it and to save the company and still get the $1 million bill. So him and her went elope and got married. They bonded the merger together, and I forgot what I was saying about it. But anyway, um, oh yeah. So that's the part about for where the heart will be also. So his heart, the older brother heart, was always in getting more, getting more, getting more. He wasn't happy. That's the girl Sabrina challenged him. Well, when do you, like, he was always in a rush. He said he took her to man, somewhere he was taking her. So he said, we're gonna bypass the traffic, we're gonna go in my helicopter, go from a helicopter to the airplane to bypass the traffic so we'll have more time. So when they get on the airplane, he's still doing work. And she said, so you did all of this bypassing that traffic to get here earlier to still do work? She said, so what happened to the free time that you saved from not being in traffic? So she putting thoughts in his head, because his heart was always on getting, getting, getting. Anyway, y'all get the gist. And then Hebrew, giddy, the kid, cut off. That's what it means. The goat means kid. No, kid is a goat. Then Latin, Capricornus, the goat, and atonement, Egyptian, hue, penis. Okay, the place of the sacrifice. Okay, so also then you got Alpha Cap, Beta Cap. The sacrifice is slain. Beta Cap, the sacrifices comes. So when the animal got what was his name? Abraham was going to sacrifice his son, and then the creators told him not to, and then they had the goat or the sheep or whatever hooked up in the tree or whatever in the bush for him to sacrifice that. So yeah, it's like a metaphor for you're gonna be the sacrifice. We're gonna stop all of this other stuff because we want you to focus on these people or this person because this person has something that they need to do that's very important. And I need you to go over here or put this person in your life because of that purpose. So if that's taking the energy, if they're taking the healing, you're supposed to do that. But if they start stealing it and they start trying to put you down and not give you, most of them going to do that, I'll deal with that. Okay, I'll deal with that part. So he wanted to know Abraham's obedience by, are you going to love me more than your son? That's that's the thing, the metaphor for this is loving him more than you love the people around you. You become that sacrifice. Leviticus 9:15. Then he presented the people's offering and took the goat of the sin offering that was for the people and killed it and offered it as a sin offering like the first one. Exodus 19:4. You yourselves have been what I did, seen what I did to the Egyptians and how I bore lured you in wait a minute, bored you on eagle's wings and brought you to myself. Atoning sacrifice and resurrection. Their blessings procured, he shall be slain as a sacrifice. Humiliation and conflict and victory, the sufferings of Christ and the blessings they procured for his redemption, redeemed people, redemption. Christ being executed because he had been mistaken for a goat rather than being the Lamb of God. So when they stabbed him on the side, remember they cut him on the side, that's how they cut a goat. So he had to do that for the goats, for the people that they call, they call the goat is evil and the sheep good. Thorns in his side helps identify the goat as well. Okay. Prophet Enoch said, sea goat represents two aspects of Jesus Christ, that he died as a sacrifice, as the great sacrifice on the Day of Atonement, and then later resurrected full of life as represented by a fish. The scapegoat, called Jehovah, sacrificed for sin. The other goat was banished into the wilderness, never to be seen again. Leviticus 16:8-10. Azazel, Azazel, that was the other goat. It escapes, go away. Okay, I want me to read it off the phone. Okay. I know this long, but it's the only way I can explain this. Because a lot of people having issues with it, including myself. Where I started. Okay, let's read. One of the two goats. One day, the atonement in the autumn of each year, the law of Moses prescribed an unusual ritual. It has been described in detail in an earlier article, but it bears reviewing briefly here. Perhaps it should first be noted that many treatments of this rite are both superficial and incorrect. This is the ritual which involves the scapegoat. If you have ever heard any about the origin of the word scapegoat, it is probably that the Hebrews placed the burden of all sin on the scapegoat. Hence, it obviously represented Jesus Christ and it was sacrificed to atone for our sins. That is not true. There were two goats, and the other one was sacrificed to atone for our sins. So let us look at it in more deeply, especially seeking to understand why goats were used at all. Two identical looking he goats each stood by side of the priest in the front congregation, one to the left and the other to the right. Then each was given a name tag to identify it, picked at random by the priest drawing lots. One was given a name Jehovah and the other Azael. This latter name only appears in the Bible in this content text, and its meaning was not recognized. So the name was translated scapegoat. The scapegoat tagged Jehovah was sacrificed to atone for sin. The other goat was said to need to be reconciled with the Lord and was banished into the wilderness, never to be seen again. Leviticus 16:8-10. Hence, its name was translated scapegoat because it escaped, go away. It means go away. Even after reviewing the ritual, the meaning is still not clear. Why were goats used? Why two goats instead of one? Why do they both seem to bear the burden of our sins? Why is it one sin away? What is going on here that is so important to be the main ritual performed on the Day of Atonement? the holiest day of Hebrew year. The key to understand the overall purpose and meaning is something that is understood by modern Hebrews and was understood by early Christians who had the book of Enoch, that a book which was accepted in the time of Christ as authentic, usually written by the prophet Enoch, and Jesus quoted from it often. It was a collection of sacred books that became the Bible until it was rejected by the Council of Nicaea, Nicea, in AD 325 because it sounded just a little too weird. From Enoch, we learned that Azazel is one of the names of Satan. That goat is a symbol of Satan. One of his names is banished goat because he was cast out of heaven. Armed with that knowledge, let's look at the ritual anew. One goat represents Satan, so the use of the goat is expected. That goat carries the burdens of the people's sin because he is the author of sin and rebelled against God. He is a problem, not the solution. This fits with the popular meaning of scapegoat. He is the one blamed for the problems. Thus, he is banished. The other goat represents Jehovah, the Lord, who was to come in the flesh as Jesus Christ to redeem his people. Mosiah 15:1. He is the one who fixes the problems by being sacrificed to atone for sins. That part is now seen to be very simple, and it was obviously intended to be easily understood because the scapegoat was tagged with the name of Satan, which everyone knew, and the other with the name of Jehovah. But what about Jesus also being represented not only by a goat, but also by one that looks virtually identical to Satan? There's a clear there is clearly a very important message in that symbolism. What is it? Surely is that sometimes Christ and Satan can look so much like each other that it's difficult to decide which is which. A moment's reflection again makes that clear. To the unrighteous, the Savior often appeared to be evil, and hence is represented as a goat because it is how he would be judged by many. He was often accused of breaking the law of Moses, which as as healing on the Sabbath. When he performed miracles, many accused him of doing them by the power of Satan. When he said he was the Son of God, he was accused of blasphemy and was crucified with criminals. The same is the case with his messengers, the true prophets. The most standard treatment of them was to execute them as impostors, as false prophets. Usually, the only evidence against them was that they claimed that the people were wicked and needed to repent. Those hearing that message knew they were righteous, so it was an open and shut case that the man was a false prophet. Okay, no, it's a lot, but y'all get the gist. Everyone who comes into this house, you are Jesus. Play that role. He did. So whatever, like I said at first, this is this house. Okay, of redemption, of finding out what your true calling is. Okay, let's do a little tarot, and I'm gonna let y'all go. Yeah, this is I need this uplifting because yeah, I have that. And it's not a fun house at all. But if everybody would learn their roles and accept their roles, I think we can get to the place we need to be. We could change a lot of stuff and know the metaphors and know what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. I see they got your challenge already. Knight of Pentacles, visitor message to share. Aries, Taurus, self-knowledge. Okay. You the one. Regardless if they don't want to hear it, don't get arrogant, don't get upset, don't get mad. You only say what you gotta say, and whoever gonna get it, get it. If they don't, then that's not your issue. Okay. And we got money improvements for Pentacles, more coming your way. Third Deacon Capricorn Sun, and not be too greedy. You got to worry about where you going, what position you gonna have, how you gonna be taken care of, security, stability. You're the emperor. You're the empress. Stability or stabilizing influence and come into your life. Page of Swords. We got spine or deception reflecting back over your shoulder. Yeah, we gonna have this. But if you remember, you ain't got to stress. You ain't got to worry. You could be at ease. But of course, protecting yourself, because some people gonna try you. Okay, some will try you now, but they will get dealt with, and that's sad because that's not your agenda to be that way, for them to be that way. Okay, no more wanting up nobody, trying to be the best. Loss is all is not lost. You still have three swords remaining, giving you the upper hand. First Deacon Aquarius, Venus. See, that's the one up card because he got all the swords by him. And it also saying that if they don't deserve what the creators is giving them, by you showing them what they deserve, they will lose it. And also you don't do what you're supposed to be doing. And we got the reverse where we talked about the lovers. You're not gonna be loved by men. Peace of mind is reversed, joining of the two. Okay, but also we talked about the love, figuring out how the best way to understand yourself. And if your partner is willing, y'all both try to understand each other together and have that bond. But the peace of mind is gonna be in and out, in and out. But you have to get it from time to time. They go trying to make sure that you don't. Okay. Then we got King of Wands reverse, Cancer, Leo, Aries, restless, outspoken, ambitious. You're gonna be restless. Gotta be outspoken, but you're not regular Capricorn. You can't repeat the same patterns. You gotta listen to what they're telling you to do. You gotta decide the sheep from the goat. You know what I'm saying? We got the hair from reverse. So this is the darker side of society, the darker side of things going on. You see it clearly. You know things you shouldn't know. You just know things, okay? And you can't help it. And you got to, because you're there to sacrifice, to tell people what's going on for them to get it, holding up the towel for you. They're going to do that, okay? And you helping hold up the towel for people. Okay, it's like, look, y'all, this your role here, okay? It's something you got to be doing. I'm trying to stop the tower for you, so we all can live in peace and harmony. See both of them reverse. But if people don't listen, this was going to come at them. And they're going to try to come at you that way and hurt themselves. If you accept in your role who you are, but you, the good witch Glenda, you know, caring about Mother Earth, caring about all kind of stuff. The role, the Pisces house, the Pisces, you know, trying to spread the love, the rainbow, the flowers, the fantasy, the what, the unicorns, the mermaids, the fairies, you know what I'm saying? Trying to make it beautiful and magical and, and stuff like that. But trying to avoid that, you're trying to help out as much as you can. But if you know your role, trying to tell them this is your role, whatever it is, don't be ashamed of it. You know what I'm saying? But people are so wanting to be seen by men For what I don't know. Men meaning women, men, the world. Why? I don't understand. Because it makes them, to me, it's like you saying they better than me. So I'm not good enough. So I'm gonna try to be like them, you know, to fit in. To fit into what? I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. Two of Wands, short journey, moving to or near water. First deacon Aries, Mars. So you got your plans. You're trying to help the world. It's reverse. You can see your view. You can see, like I'm just talking about, the whole beauty of how the world could be, how the universe could be. But it's reverse. It's a challenge. All challenges. The hermit, you know, they're not gonna want to let you go in and relax, and they're gonna stuff just gonna come at you, and it's supposed to. It's supposed to be making you stronger. All of this is a challenge. You know, you're gonna overwork, but you have to have your downtime. You trying to avoid this with people, you're gonna be dying. It's like you're gonna die over and over and over again. Okay, you become a Scorpio in this house also. Okay, that's really what's happening. You have to transform all the time, and then new beginnings. Brush yourself off, or they brush you off. Give you strength. Heal yourself. Coming from all angles, security, helping hand, water, signs again, Ace of Cups. They gonna let you fall down and be broke down and not juggling. And here come the deceit and deception, Pisces again, and the secrets from the past lives and all of this stuff. Trying to clear karma. I mean, all of this came right back. That's your role, baby. That's it. The archetype of Jesus went through, right? The illusion. Our Pisces just coming up. Pisces, this Scorpio. You know what I'm saying? This Scorpio, the illusion of the world. You see it all. You see all everything glitters ain't gold. Ain't gold. You looking beyond the clouds of moving. You see the up. You see the down. You see the secrets. You know the secrets. You see they. That's what they put you there for, because you know and you see and you're there to help. You're here to transform everything. The ones that want to be transformed. Remember, I said Jesus told them if they go into a town and they didn't want to accept them, to dust their feet off in that town and keep moving, because whatever happened to that town, supposed to happen to that town because they didn't listen. That's it. Queen reverse, soft, gentle, motherly, Gemini, Cancer, psychic, that town. So that's it. They don't have any passion. Sometimes you have to go and unpassion yourself. Ace of Wands, new beginnings, birth, new ideas, creation, fire. Just saying that. They might not accept you. Can't rush in, can't finish anything. So you might have to escape with what you got. Get the hell out of there. All the laughing and talking and the conjuring and try to come at you. You might have that. Many times they have to run to get your peace of mind and get you out of there. They have to go. Okay. Nine of Pentacles. They had to go. Sodom and Gomorrah. That's what they did. They had to get out of there. They didn't want to change. They want to rape and just do horrendous things. Not realizing, the consequences of what they're doing. They involving you trying to take another person's free will, demanding. Now it's all right if you want to do something, you and your little circle. But once you try to make, let me pull up this card. Once you try to make the whole world go on your agenda, that's when it becomes wrong. You cannot make everybody else do what you want them to do. That's not fair. and you're doing it all kind of sneaky ways in order to do that. That's not fair. You got the boat, traveling with Jesus was on the boat, right? You figure out how that fit in your life. Reverse, you're trying to study stop, trying to help them out, but the tower came down. Okay, you can't worry about it. Got to do what you got to do. Smell the flowers, enjoy your family, teach your family, and they still have a choice. Everybody have free will. Ground Mother Earth, ground yourself, love her, do what you got to do to help, be loyal, possible. Like I say, everybody's a star. But if they don't see it, it's a star of what? David, the star of Jesus, the one they was looking at, the Magi's, you know. Check out the stars, see what's going on from the skies, from life. You understand that you're ahead of the game. You try to warn so the cycle won't keep on going. Okay? Be childlike. Take care of the children, understand them, help them out from youth and young, and keep your joy. Because all of this could cause a lot of depression and anxiety. A lot. But you lucky. Might have to move a lot, move around a lot. It's all in it's for your protection. So you won't get punished. You won't get fallen when they tell you to move from somewhere. Don't be trying to make yourself stay there when they told you it's time to go. And they might use others to do it because that area, you done served in that area long enough. You done showed them what you had to show them. Then it's time for that area to get their punishment or their blessing. Snakes in that area. You have to go. Don't stop and don't want to cut it off. You have to go. That's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? If it's meant for you to go, you'll know. If it's meant for you to stay, you'll know. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta pay attention. You can't be wanting to stay in relationship, neighborhood, job, whatever it may be, state, city, state, country, and you're not supposed to be there when you know it's time to go. Then you start getting into the ruckus and start getting into all of the things that the sins of that place, person, whatever, and it begins to fall on you. Then you're gonna get it worse than them because you know better. So I'm just saying, it's a hard deal in this house with Capricorn. Very hard. Very hard deal, Cappy. So yeah, it's your choice. So if you've been wondering why all of that been happening and you didn't understand and feeling this way and that way, that's why. Well, Jesus said, take this cup from me. Think he didn't feel that? He felt that. Like this a lot. Nevertheless, Lord, your will, not mine. All right. Love y'all. Hope I made some kind of sense. This your girl Ruth signing off. Like, subscribe, share, and comment. I really appreciate it. Talk to y'all later, okay? Love y'all. Bye. Have a great morning.